Poducer.
We're calling it the Debrief, the Undercoast 4 Debrief.
69.25.
Yes.
Getting there.
I think I forgot. I don't know where we're at. I'm not numbering them, but secretly it's 69.8.
Yeah, you guys have been cranking them out since I was last on here.
Weekly, baby.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're trying.
I just can imagine the work that would go into that, and just props. I'm
Thank
glad you guys are doing it.
Appreciate you, man. Luckily, we try not to edit the actual podcast too much. We just kind of let it roll. Unless someone says something wild, then maybe we got to take that out.
Or trim down time. I know we hit close to 3 hours on ours.
We were chilling.
We cut that shit down.
The thing is, it's like this fine line between someone saying something wild, which is clip worthy, and then someone saying something that's all right, we can't.
Politically
we can't
wild.
put that in there. You're that's not gonna work.
You know what really blew my mind is I got tagged in a lot of the Spotify ones. How does the Spotify do? Because a lot of people listen to podcasts in the car.
Yeah,
driving,
for sure.
And I didn't even know that. My one Uber driver was listening to Joe Rogan, and I'm like, "Oh, you like podcasts?" He's like, "I don't listen to music in the car." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Would you like to learn something, or would you rather listen to girls twerking their ass?" I'm like, "Debatable."
Yeah,
is this a Krispy Kreme person?
No, she was playing the 104.3, the jams.
Jams,
but
dude.
it was super lit, listening to Biggie and Big L, and she's smacking a 6-pack of Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, so for
with
context,
with her nails too.
For people who don't know, Munchie took an Uber over here, and his Uber driver slammed, did we say 6 Krispy Kremes on the ride?
I saw 6 eating. She had a couple more in the back. I was freaking out.
Did she
I saw Peter outside. I was like, I think I'm gonna deuce on this one. But you would think if you bust a fat 6 to 12er out and you got someone in the back, you wouldn't be like, hey, you want a little Krispy Kreme? She was smacking them. By the 5th one, she sneezed. I said, God bless you. And she goes, oh, I got Krispy Kreme. You want a donut? And I'm like, nah, man.
Not after that. Yeah.
I just watched you plow 6 of them. I think I'm good.
I mean, it's one thing if you're getting them fresh from the Krispy Kreme store and they're hot.
Yeah. What if they
my
she got them the
God.
night before?
You just are really making me aroused right now.
She knew your name was Munchie.
I hope so. Well, now we're gonna try this little upper decky 6 milli vanilli pilly.
Throw her in. If you start feeling
Shout out Freezer Tarps. I feel like one of the boys.
hell yeah.
Holy shit, there it is.
Thank you for introducing him to me.
I will give you way more.
Yeah, please
This
do.
is lit. I feel like I'm playing baseball in the future.
Yeah, 2050.
2050, baby.
Nah, just Wrigley gum.
I feel like that bee buzzing.
That bee buzzing, the bee. Oh, well, you guys will see the video, but a bee got on one and was just
It just started spinning in
fucking
circles.
Remember that video where it was the spiders on drugs?
yeah.
Oh wow.
And it was the different I think that there was something real about that though.
There was,
they actually drugged them.
There was the meme that came out in the past year or two, but there was an actual study where they drugged them with all the different types of drugs and saw what kind of webs they spun.
Yeah.
It was actually crazy seeing the different patterns that came out of that.
Yeah. And the LSD one was perfect or something.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, the spider just chilling and made it in less than 2 hours than it's originally supposed to. But it was intricate.
I think that was
Yeah.
the cocaine spider.
Was it? No, the cocaine. Was it?
he was just
No, that
zapping
he just
around.
flew through it. And he was just,
Yeah, but it was all fucked up though, right?
Yeah, I think
yeah.
it was fucked up.
The marijuana one didn't even start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was
was-
just chilling on the leaves still. Fuck it.
That's a classic meme. My brother was telling me the other day, he's like, dude, spider silk, or not silk, but the web, it's integrated into Kevlar bulletproof armor. I was like, damn,
Really?
that's crazy. I don't know which spider, but it was just an interesting
Spider-Man?
fact. We gotta fact check that. Yeah, it was Spider-Man.
That's
actually.
why they killed Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse, so he could just make Teflon.
Yeah, well, the U.S. government actually contracted him and just they need him.
contracted. They just abducted him.
Yeah, abducted, exactly.
They said, "What fucking spider bit you?"
Yeah, tell us the source.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. I'm alert and ready.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
going.
you're-
Ready to
You
fuck.
buzzing?
Yeah.
You can't laugh though. I feel like it's just gonna slip out like some molars.
Nah, dude, it'll stay in.
This is intense.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Both
Yeah, back
of
on
you.
track here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
It's a lazy B day.
It's a chill day. Yeah, we're having a chill time here. Also, everyone here has been on the podcast, so it's just like it's real chill.
Yeah, I got my shoes off. I feel great.
Yeah. I keep the dogs out, as Too Soft was saying, one of our previous guests. But just a very broad question: how did Undercoast go in terms of your brains? Like, what did you think? Like overall success?
Yeah, for first year doing an event.
3 days.
Yeah, that was my first 3-day
That
event.
was my first 3-day event. I curated, with someone else and myself. Like, per se, if I did it myself, it would have been my first. If I did it with someone else, it would have been my first. But I couldn't have did it better, with a better person. So I had a lot of fun. But the best part about it was me giving him a hug on Sunday, saying goodbye, and we went home.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, going back to my bed was amazing.
I mean, just for people, I don't know, we should probably explain. Undercoast was a after party of sorts for the festival weekend right next to North Coast. And there was a lot going on there. There was 2 stages. There was one inside, one inside. One inside, one outside. And just like festival goers were coming through, but there were some people that, spent the day at the fest that were a little too lit.
It was just one kid, really. Everyone else, that was the only real incident.
Yeah, for sure.
There was one incident where a girl was a little bit too hot, and then we had to get her some help from the EMTs. She's fine. Everything was fine with her. We got her out. She just, probably was overcooked from the sun. Sunday was a scorcher, I heard.
The whole weekend was
cooked.
Yeah, the whole
ridiculous.
weekend was super hot. But, I remember Sunday, it's just, everyone was defeated from Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's the last day. And I feel like the kid was, I think he said he was, 19 or 20. But he was on stage jumping around right behind the DJs trying to touch the decks.
Yeah, he said he was messing around.
He's messing with the decks, and I saw him and I was like, oh man, what is this kid doing? So I was like, hey, come here, man. And I was like, you can't be on stage, man. I was like, that's for the artist. You can't be touching the equipment. I saw he was younger, but you're still an adult, When I was 16, I was an adult. You have to be held accountable. So I was like, you can't do that. Apparently, he went over to where the painters were, and that's where he had that paint on his face. He shoved his face in one of the paintings that Lucian was doing, or it was Lucian or someone, and then he ran and sat behind the deck and was playing with the board mixer that we use for the sound. And I was like, you gotta go, bro. I was like, this is just outrageous.
He kept trying to sneak back in, too.
He did 4 times, and he got in. And
he just kept switching his shirt inside out.
He switched his shirt inside out. He actually went and bought a shirt next door at the smoke shop and literally put that on. And then he tried to take the paint that was on his face and make face paint. And I gave him $20 to get an Uber to go home, because I was like, go home. These security guards are gonna beat you up. And he did not go home. And
then he tried to sneak in again.
Snuck in again, and then he got in.
He didn't only sneak in; he went into the green room.
Yeah.
So we're chilling with all the artists.
Oh, I didn't even see
and
that.
he came in. You came in right after, but he was even. I remember we left after that.
Yeah, he was chilling.
But he
in
was
the parking
lingering.
lot,
We were chilling with the vendors, and he was just walking around. We were like, dude, this guy. What? Go home.
Yeah, dude.
Go home, dude.
He must have just been really fucked up from the fest.
Yeah, dude. I don't even. He looked sober though. That's the thing. It's you could tell if someone was just blah, but no, he was just. I think it was a lot of stubborn and the drugs that he was on. At the end of the night, he's like, I'm here to party, but he doesn't even know what party means yet. Probably just one of those kids that go to Rolling Loud and throw cans up at the stage and shit. So,
but other than that one thing, it was
not to focus on the negative. Yeah,
but that was it. That was the only thing, and it was dealt with. Our goal was to make it a safe space for everyone, and then once he started messing with other people, he's taken out.
Yeah.
And then Munchie's trying to buy him an Uber home. I can't tell you any venue or promoter who's yo, let's get this kid home.
Dude, I tried to get him an Uber. I saw the security guards roughing him up. I'm like, bro, it's 5-on-1. I remember being in the same spot. Said, get off of him. The owner of the venue was like, just call the police. And I'm like, that doesn't help anything. You're probably going to get him a felony. He could probably go home tonight and wake up and feel stupid. So, but other than that, man, the whole weekend after, so Friday was the biggest one, you know, because everyone wanted to go out Friday. We had ARC, Jazz Fest. We had like 2 Hispanic
so many festivals over Labor
festivals,
Day.
North Coast. There was so much going on, so many people, so much traffic, so much condensity. It was hard to get from one place to another. So if we missed a chord, or God forbid we didn't really have like, you know, the right to go and get stuff, we were kind of screwed. So we had to work with what we got. I had most of all my equipment at ARC Music Festival. And it was a tough one, man, because it's just me and him, and then, you know, I have Matt Autry and Alex Ramirez, but they're focusing on one stage. We had to do entirely other stage on the inside, and they were giving, you know, patrons like food and liquor because we can't stop that from them during the day making money, you know. So we had to like silently like move people to the right of the bar.
Yeah, Friday was rough inside, like clearing everything out and setting it up.
They had. I told them specifically. I was like, "Hey, we can't have people over here." They see. It probably wasn't the people that we told, but like one of the bartenders probably seated them right by the stage. It was a whole birthday party. And I was like, all right, well.
You guys are like about to get blasted.
Yeah, it's like, we got 3 subs here and right by your feet.
It was good, though, because, like, the first person was Rhythm, and they, like, literally were like, they just turned and looked, and I'm like, happy birthday. Happy birthday. But other than that, man, like, dude, it was just.
We pulled it off.
Yeah, we pulled it off, man. It was like it was a really good attendance on Friday, just really like high-strung anxiety, stressed out, and we all had shit going on. Saturday, it was like we pulled up, you know, he was at North Coast killing it. He played, what was it, the Vega stage?
Yeah, Vega and the Fire Pit.
Vega and the Fire Pit.
And then shot over for set number 3 at Undercoast.
Yeah, a little House of Grey.
That was my favorite set, honestly.
Oh,
you were telling me that you were tired, and I was like, bro, you brought the energy regardless.
No, it's because he kept rolling up with the bottle of tequila and just like feeding me shots on stage.
Oh, it was a good one, dude. And then, you know, he had to play that little key Glock flip.
Yeah,
that was the best. But, you know, we figured out where we could be with the sound levels, and I think Friday we could have did a lot better. It's just the venues had problems before with people not knowing how to control the sound within like the amount of people that are there, especially with it being so boomy. But
so the more people you have, the louder you can go, just because of like dispersion through bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't.
They didn't even give us a chance. Like when we turned it on, it was like, whoa, too loud. I'm like, we have to see how loud we can go with the power that we have, because we're not tying into like your power with a distro. We're using Edison outlets, and we can only bring 4 subs and 4 mids and 4 tops. And we were just trying to see where we were at. The venues never worked with us. We've never worked with them. Me and Peter both have never been there. So it was a lot the first day, but they were so nice, and they worked with us, and we got everything, you know, in order. That Saturday just felt like butter. You know, it was just everyone was happy. We got the sound where we wanted. The attendance was packed. We had a line stacked around the whole building, and it was a great night.
Did we start the 2 entrances on Saturday?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was the...
Yeah, we figured it out because we had 1 entrance, and kids just didn't want to walk around. That was my biggest thing. I'm like, you can't walk 20 feet, and they literally would just go order an Uber. So we put two entrances up. We switched things out a little bit. We fixed the sound. We got it down. We dialed it in. We fixed the inside a little bit more too. We got the chords that we were missing, and it was butter, man. It was butter. It was really nice. And then that Sunday came, and it was just like...
Yeah, the Sunday was even the most lit. Yeah, it kind of just like ramped up throughout.
Also word of mouth too, probably, you know, people coming the first nights, coming back for the second, because dude, for that spot, like we had crazy production.
Yeah, it was, and for crazy production in both of our eyes, it's minimal, but for that spot, That was crazy. Like
Yeah.
they told us they didn't even know what was going on, but they were more focused about the LED suit people. Because I told them that we got that, and they're like, "Where are they?" That's all they wanted to see.
Yeah,
But-
they wanted the lights. They were like
But
mosquitoes.
they were cool though. It was cool. The laser suit people, or not the laser suit, the LED suit people. Shout out, Tim. It's my boy. He brought them all out. I think the guy's name was Joey. Oh man, I'm sorry if I got it wrong, Joey. But they're a great group of people. It was like 2 girls, 2 boys, and then I think they had some friends. Shout out Myra and Maria. They helped out with flyering everything and helping me and Peter. Yeah, Mike Solo too, dude. He was a big help. He definitely came to the occasion. But, that first day just really showed us what we needed to do on a Saturday. And it just shows, like, how fast you could come together and reevaluate where you're at and turn a party into something it's supposed to be. We did this within, what, like 5-6 weeks?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, and like, dude, shout out Peter, dude. He did like over 50 graphics for this.
Yeah,
My man was.
I saw the Google Drive.
Dude, it was probably like over 100 with like revisions and stuff. Yeah,
he killed it, man. Shout out to my boy, man. But like, we all came together in unity, and like I said, we didn't have no commercialized mainstream artists. It was pure Chicago talent. I had Scott from.
yeah, we had some couple like artists from elsewhere.
Yeah, we had Clink and Mysteria stop by afterwards.
Special guests.
Guests, and then AO played with them for their set, which appreciate them on that. And then we had another special guest. Not gonna release his name, but he was a little bit tired. So shit.
Oh yeah, we had Dogma ended up coming and throwing down on Sunday too inside. Dude, we had great artists.
We had great art. Yeah, we had Scott from Canada, and then Bassface is from Tennessee. I don't know where he's
Denver,
from.
I think.
Denver, right?
The bass heads, yeah.
Oh yeah,
the
what
bass-
came out from Denver too.
Jordan. Yeah, there was people from all over the fucking place, but it was just all for one thing though. It was just let's just go there, show people what we had. We had like 8 different genres. And we mixed it well.
We had like 40 artists total.
Yeah.
How did you go about choosing the artists?
Ooh, honestly, we were like, okay, this is how many slots we have to fill, and me and Munchie just split it up, and we're like, okay, you pick a bunch of artists, I'll pick a bunch of artists, and we just divided it that way, just throwing people we knew on, which was great to get all the ex-Medias artists involved. Throughout, and then you got to plug all of your artists too.
Yeah,
So Prism Talent Agency artists and Ex Medias artists was like the bulk of it.
and a lot of
Local kids,
and then a lot of people that aren't with our agency. We kind of just like picked. I was like, "What day do you want to do?" Because I know he played North Coast, so I wanted to pick a day that would work for him and all of his artists, and I wanted to just highlight that as the Ex Media's day. And then Friday was like more like stuff that I picked, and then that Sunday I looked at him and I was like, hey, let's do something with like
live
with
performances.
all live performances. And he, dude, who's that guy?
Complexive.
Complexive,
So
yeah.
sick.
That dude is like fucking Through the Fire and the Flames on Guitar Hero, but keys like madness, dude. I was just behind him, like I was kind of fangirling. I was like, do you want a family photo? So I could get him one because like everyone was there. I was like, wow. I was like, this dude is crushing it. But like, I did try and go and see everyone because if you throw an event, you should go check out everyone. I don't care if they play at 9. I made sure I go checked out every stage. Make sure that because it could be 0 people in the crowd, but that one person shows up, that person's happy, and like that's all that mattered to me was just to give them the support. It was a lot of moving factors. And
then what really screwed us was a lot of people don't know we were supposed to have longer times outside when we originally made the schedules. But stuff happened, which is like a whole conversation, where we had to cut time outside because of like sound ordinance or something. It was a
lot of moving factors that were out of our hands, and we had to
redo the whole schedule.
We had to redo the whole schedule on the fly. We had to kind of like move people around that didn't want to get moved around, and It was a lot of stress, man. So the tequila and pizza helped. But yeah, dude. Honestly, would I do it again? Hell yeah.
Are you guys gonna do it again? Is there gonna be an Undercoast 5?
There is. You're not just gonna see John Wick 4 and not expect 5, right?
True.
It's gonna happen. You know why? Is because
We know Sunday was so dialed in, Saturday and Sunday.
now that we know the staff, now that we know the venue, now that we know what we can do to make it sound good but not overwhelm the surrounding areas,
And
with
what
the
we can even
hotels.
do to get it up to what its full potential could have been
100%.
without dealing with some of the obstacles we faced.
Yeah, and now I know next year I would like to bring in a little bit more production value other than sound, because I want to
Yeah.
give someone the experience. I was thinking more like some art installations with projection. They had a fire pit in the back, which is pretty cool. We didn't utilize any of the back. I'm thinking like a nice little chill area in the back with like, art installations and like, some cool stuff. Maybe like a little dome area people can sit, throw a fan back there or something.
Definitely got to up our lasers.
Yeah.
Me and Mace realized that there was just like a lot of camaraderie and like all the artists were really happy, at least from what we talked to. Like everyone was happy with their sets and just excited to be there. So on both ends, like the people coming in, the patrons, and also the artists, like everyone seemed like they were in a good spot.
It was the first of many. Like, I've only done Undercoast one day 3 years in a row. I brought it back from the dead. I did 1 and 2 with my original partner, and then I brought it back from the dead because I was like, there's so much like FOMO and like just like memories and just like everyone wanted it back because I made a status. I was like, what if I did number 4? And then I remember wanting to do like a 3-day for the 4th one, multiple artists. And then, Peter gave me a call. It's like, hey, I have this opportunity. I was like, do you want to run it with me? And he was like, yeah. He's like, we went straight to work. I think for the first week or two, we were just like on the phone with each other 24/7.
Like every day.
24/7. And then he's making visuals. I'm getting stuff done with the production. I'm trying to figure out things on the side with the vendors. Just trying to like make it a niche experience. Like you go from a huge festival like North Coast or whatever other festival you went to and you just saw all the amazing production and everything that they put into their stuff. We have to keep up with that. They can't just come to some booty ass place, like we tried to give them as much as we could, within an affordable rate. And that's the thing too, is like we made it affordable for everyone. If you got a 3-day ticket, that was $30. That's $10 a day. If you got a single day, that's
like
15.
cheaper than some shows just at like Joe's on Weed Street or some shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And dude, we were 400 feet from the exit of North Coast or entrance. Like we were right there. We just wanted to make it like. Also, I saw that space there like past 2 years of North Coast, and I was always like, why is no one doing anything there? That thing is just ready.
It's you know what? It's just sad that we had a lot of fire hoops to jump through, and a lot of people didn't want us to see us succeed, and we did the thing. And at the end of the day, it's like we didn't come here to compete. We didn't come here to steal. We didn't come here to do anything but just curate another experience that people could have looked back on the day and been like, hey, I went here, then here.
Yeah.
Or I did this and then that. I had a complete weekend.
A lot of people, when they leave a festival too, they're like,
No one wants to go to
oh
sleep.
shit, like what am I going to do now? And
Yeah.
that's just like the perfect, what is this? Like,
Yeah,
let's go
exactly.
here. Let's just keep this
Everything
going.
was in the city, so it was like,
And there's so many of those like attendees who aren't from the city, or like if they come from another state, they're probably staying around the area.
yeah, there was a 2-hour, dude, you got to think, our closed at 10. I don't know what time Jazz Fest did. I forgot about the other 2 Hispanic things.
North Coast was like right before midnight.
Yeah, and everything ends early. And it's Labor Day weekend. Kids and adults are trying to enjoy themselves. And what is the one thing you don't want to do? Sit and wait for an Uber in the cold at night?
Especially if you can like sit, like you could literally buy a 3-day pass to Undercoast, stay for an hour, and then buy an Uber later, and it's going to be cheaper than just buying that Uber right away.
And the best part is the Uber pickup and drop off was right next to Undercoast.
Yeah.
It was like right
Yeah,
there.
so you couldn't even go to our address. You had to like call them when they got there because like Uber just directed you to this because so many people. You got to think how much can SeatGeek fit? Like 35, 40,000 people.
I think North Coast in total does like close to 80,000 a whole weekend. A whole weekend.
Oh, the whole weekend. I was like, holy shit! One day.
Yeah, no.
Like,
So
God
that's
damn.
I mean, because it's not just the stadium; it's outside the stadium. There's a lot going on.
And shout out all the people behind the scenes that really made it happen. Like, you know, Shannon, Annie, Christian, Eric at the venue.
Yeah.
We just got let into this establishment with open arms, and everyone was so nice, and everyone was just like super cool. And they had a lot
helpful and
they had a lot of stuff happen to them. Like their main page got hacked by like the old promoter.
Bro, what is up with these hacks? It's tweaking me out.
I just lost my PS5 account. It's
That's
okay.
fucked.
If
Yeah.
I had something, I'd pour it out for the dead homies.
yeah, no, it was crazy. Like it was the people who used to throw events there, like won't give them their page back.
No, they deleted it.
Oh, they fully deleted it.
fully
Last I heard
Wow.
that they were like blackmailing her, and she's like,
No, yeah.
you know, you're texting me this, and there's proof.
Yeah, they told her like 5 or 10 grand, we'll give it back.
Yeah.
And like that was the reason why the ecosystem around there did not like the establishment, was because of this promoter. So it was already bad blood before we walked in the door. So just imagine us walking in with smiles, and then we're just over here hearing all the baggage. We're like, what the fuck? Like oh, we kind of dropped a lot of bread on this. Like, so again, it happens. It's life. Shit happens. But for what it was and what we did, we made a statement.
What did you guys think? Because you guys came in at outside. Well, it's an interesting perspective from you guys because you were there, but you were also like working too, but in your own way.
I don't want no bullshit though. I want
No,
yeah, hit us with the
I
honesty.
want constructive criticism, and I want the truth.
Yes.
Well, the first thing I want to say is just like thank you guys for letting us do that, because that was really big for us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
and
problem.
like I felt like it's always good to be in a unique position. Like if you can come into the room being different than everyone else, like that's always a great position to be in. And I felt like that's what we were doing. Everyone was like, oh shit, like, you know, what is this? And yeah, we kind of felt the same way in the sense that, like, you know, you gave us full free reign to do whatever we wanted. And we're just like, all right, where do we set up? Like, let's start figuring stuff out. And Friday was kind of like the test run. And by Saturday, we were dialed. Like, I had my questions dialed in. And then Sunday was just like a cherry on top. It was just like, we did 6 interviews that day, and the previous 2 days we did 3. We were just like ready to go. And honestly, we don't need much either. Like everything,
You guys had everything in your little backpack.
we had 2
did, yeah.
chairs. I brought a backpack, and we were ready to
Small
go.
ass backpack too.
We didn't need much. Yeah,
I was like, this man just bought like a water backpack.
Yeah.
What are those called? The
Camelbacks?
The camelbacks.
yeah, dude. It was
I'm like,
my little photo backpack.
I was like, you got a full setup in there.
And even like the backpack setup by the like I brought a lot of stuff the first day, second day less, third day even less. Just like
yeah.
I just had the essentials that day. So I don't know. I mean, Mace, what did you think? Like,
Yeah,
I felt like everything went smooth. For
I
us.
agree. No, everything went smooth with us. From what we could tell, it seemed like the event went really smoothly too. Friday, as Jerry said, was a test run for everybody. So, you know, 1-2 o'clock rolls around. We're like, okay, well, you know, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, because it seemed like a little slow that night.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any changes behind the scene other than making that second entrance around the back.
Yeah.
And somehow you guys figured it out. You dialed it in, and it got packed out Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And the music on, I mean, Sunday for me was particularly awesome. I think having live performers was sick.
Yeah.
I think it added something for the crowd. And I was just thrilled to see it come together for you guys, because I know how hard you worked on it.
Thank you.
And I could see, Munchie, I mean, on Friday you told me something. You said, I've never been unhappy standing in front of my sound system. And today I'm unhappy. But
Yeah, I remember
you got to
that.
figure it out. I mean, that's what it was about, man.
I mean, in the 6.5 years I've ran sound, man, I've never been unhappy when we turn on my speakers. I always smile. And being limited to your potential is really something that is against my moral code as Ronin. in anything I put my time into. If I can't give you quality, why am I a part of it? So sitting in front of my speakers and not being able to feel my subs, I felt broken. I honestly felt shattered, broken, defeated. And that day I went home and I just sat on my couch and I was just like, like, can I make it tomorrow? Am I going to make it? And I'm not going to lie, until I walked in and set up the CDJs, and then me and Tanner Guilo, we played a little opener set just on the booth subs and booth monitors. Just was feeling good. And then I saw Eric, and then I saw Autry working on making the sound crisp and like to where you could feel it but not overwhelming, because there's a hotel like literally 200 feet across from us, where the speakers were pointed. But everyone from North Coast was there. There was no complaints. But
they were cool with us running whatever we needed to.
Yeah, so that Saturday, like, I felt the sound, and then right there, maybe I manifested some bad vibes on Friday. Maybe the universe just needed it to happen, but I was truly happy on Saturday. So that Sunday, I just came in like a fucking fresh haircut, fresh brush my teeth, fresh fucking poodle out at the fucking,
just
got my nice little fucking
You're
cut.
looking fresh, and I'm just like drenched in sweat and dirt. Like, hey, dude, changing my t-shirt at the back of my car. Like, yo.
Oh, you didn't even see me in the original fits. Like, I walked in with like my pajamas until like it got dark, because the first day I made a mistake. Oh man, I had like the titty sweat. It makes like a T. Oh yeah, it was.
That was my mistake too. Friday, I was like, "Oh, I'm just rocking this fit the whole night. We're good." And after setting up like 2 of the like 8 speakers and set, I was like, "I'm done. I'm destroyed."
Yeah, I was watching your girlfriend try to lift up like the big speaker. I'm like, no, I got it.
Oh yeah, when we were unloading,
she was like, I was like, no, let me grab it.
Yeah,
for you.
that was interesting, because Munchie had the outside sound system taken care of. And I had to get the inside sound system. So I had to go to multiple guitar centers to piece that together, because no one had enough of anything.
Man, dude, yeah, shout out your mom. Dude.
Oh, dude, shout out my mom so hard. She, we loaded most of them into her car, and she drove all the way down there Friday. We unloaded it. She went home. Saturday, she came back to catch me at the fest and at Undercoast. And then Monday, because of like when we had to get the speakers back by, because like I don't want to pay extra days on Guitar Center rentals. She was there Monday, just helping us break it down and put it back in her car and drop it off and all that. She's such a trooper.
Dude, your mom's a superstar.
Dude, she's amazing. Amazing is an understatement.
Yeah, it was honestly awesome to see like the family and the girlfriend and everything come together with it. They were just so down. Funny thing is, I ate some Chinese food on the Friday, and my fortune cookie says you will be awarded some great honor. So I think that's why I came in.
Oh, that taps into the Ronin.
That's why I came in, and I was like, I saved it. So yeah, that was a good one. And then I got a sticker from my boy Matt. I keep it in the back now too. I always like to support my friends because of the cases. I don't have anything to put stickers on like I do, but I always rock my homie stickers. Like I remember I got one from him, and it was in the back for the longest time.
And then he was like, "Nah, I hate this sticker."
No, like, I have a thing for festival bands. It's like every festival I've ever worked or attended, I'm like well over 300 now, festival bands wise. And then I got like probably like 50 to 60 stickers from my homies, so those go right into it, into a folder so they don't bend. And I'm just waiting for something I can make like a collage of like everyone. And then sure. That'll be like a dedication. Like I got a lot of you guys' Poducer.
We got stickers, so don't let me forget to give you some.
Okay, I got the little cards though, so like every show we've done now too, that's how I present that out.
Dude, you could do like one of those laminate tables and put it like all in there, the bands and everything, and then just clear coat it.
I just put them on my keyboard. The back of my keyboard just says like, there's no more real estate.
There's no friction. It's just like it slides when you're trying to use it.
yeah. There's too many stickers.
I don't know. There's a lot of memories in those, so it's like it's got to be something cool. I don't know. I love art, so I'm thinking of maybe maybe like getting all the festival bands probably by next summer. I think I'll have enough for like a bigger piece, and I'll do it by year because it starts from 2012 all the way up till now, and it'll show all the ones that I attended, and then it could go into the ones that I work, because you could see between GA to then getting VIP to then doing like crew, staff, you know,
Dude,
all
that's
access.
cool.
You could do like a frame out of the bands.
Well,
and then,
I want
like,
to put them
stickers.
all down by year and get it right, and then put like
Chronologically,
what's that the
Laminate?
it's not laminate. I want to do
Epoxy?
like epoxy.
Or
Yeah,
epoxy.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
I
what
want to
meant.
put
Yeah, you're
epoxy
right.
over
Like
it.
pour the goo, the clear goo.
But there's got to be something you put on the back of it so you could spread it so it doesn't move around, so it's all cohesive. So I want to do something like that, and then that'll be like my little you know, my memory what was that, memento?
Yeah,
My little memento for my travels and everything I've done. So that'll be pretty
for your
cool.
service.
Right?
As
It's
some
all
might
my
call it.
Boy Scout badges.
Yeah, exactly. Maze, did you have any questions? There was I don't know if you came up with any. I was just curious.
I came up with a
I always
couple
come
here.
to Mace. I'm like, what do you think?
What do you think?
I want to know what you guys would do differently next year. Whether there was a challenge that you guys want to change up, or if there's something just completely different that you guys want to do.
I definitely think we're going to up production like we talked about before. That's definitely something. I think we're going to... We were already talking a little bit about what we do different next year. One of the things is also start it later. We started it at 10 o'clock this year, and it was great because we got to put a bunch of cool artists on, but we were noticing those early slots, like there weren't as many people there. So we want to make sure that when we have these artists on, that they're getting, you know, just as good of an experience as they can.
Yeah, definitely. And thinking maybe getting a generator for next year.
Yeah.
So we could supply power for all the vendors, because we had to draw power from the bar, use one of my cable ramps, and then spread it out into 2 different areas of power through extension cables into power
So many
outlets.
cables.
And have all power for all these vendors, and then they have it pretty cool out there. Eric kind of made it to where it has a projector and it shows the people on the stage, but there was so much we could have utilized.
Yeah.
Like there was so much stuff because I've never been there, and now I have all these ideas flowing, and I really want to like have like just a lot more incorporated with between production and little things, you know, like how we brought you guys out. We had some flow artists. I really want to see if we could get like a fire permit, because there's like a grass area in the back where the fire pit is. But
Have some like flow artists with
yeah,
fire.
with some
That'd be
fire, that'd be
Boy.
cool.
Yeah.
Definitely some art installations, and then
We're definitely going to work more on the visual side. Like we
100%.
were trying to set it up throughout the weekend, instead of going into it with it ready, having like visuals on the inside and outside, like more than just the videos or anime. We're definitely going to have that dialed in by next year.
yeah. Next year's going to be a complete revamp, and it's going to be
Just more.
the same vibe, just way more into it. We're going to start about 5 months ahead of time this time, and we're going to lock it in, and we'll have it ready. So we're not like, you know, sitting here with a
Scrambling a little
scrambling, dude. It was a big scramble, but it was so worth it.
bit. Have you guys thought about doing shows outside of Undercoast that are just like something else that you guys would do together? Because it seems like you guys have a good synergy working together.
That would be something I would like to do, but it would have to be a niche event. Everyone throws shows.
It'd have to be the right place, right time too.
Yeah, everyone throws shows, and he's got his music career. He's got, you know, what his hobbies and his life. I have, you know, my jobs and my life. you know.
Sonder, bro.
Yes, sir. It's just a lot, you know. That was a long, stressful weekend that took me away from my emails with Prism.
Yeah.
Didn't stop me with stuff for sound, because I don't think I've done outreach for sound in about like a year or two. Like I get hit up now like all the time, like or I could just, you know, put a little feeler out there. I don't have to like try,
Sure.
versus like booking artists. So it's like a full-time job, being a booking agent, and like you can't put these artists' lives and tours on pause. So I felt a little neglectful to my artists for that week, and then leading into this week, because I'm about to leave to Infrasound tomorrow at midnight. I have Microdot headlining on the 360 stage on Thursday.
That'd be sick.
We have a lot of cool things. Building up to next year. Like I said, so I will release that information from the last interview. That big thing with Ronin that I wanted to hide from everyone. We are establishing ourselves with a venue, and we are going to fully install a massive HSD rig, and we are getting it soundproofed in the venue. We're making it a hybrid venue where you could turn it into a 400 to a 2000 cap. We're building 3 green rooms with electricity. We're building a front of house, and we're extending the stage 6 feet, and we're getting an LED wall and completely re-renovating it with house lighting.
And the sound system that you put in stays.
It stays there for life, and I'm going to buy new speakers to go and travel with.
Nice. So that kind of works out. You give them the old stuff. You're like, we'll get the slightly
The old stuff
upgraded
to me is just
The old stuff smacks.
It's just like
The
we can't
speaker
even
system sounded
make
so good.
we can't even make battle axes anymore. For all those listening, I mean they might have found something now, but we got our wood from the Baltic. It was Baltic wood, so it's like over there, and like Russia completely cut us out. So we had to like start going through China to get our wood, and then Ukraine, and then that shit happened with Russia and Ukraine, and then like it's just been so hard, and like the price of wood has increased, like the price of...
Oh, yeah, you go to Home Depot, try to buy a 2x4, it's kind of expensive.
It's super expensive. Like lumber went up, I think 5%. And
Dude,
then
everything went up.
And then, like, we had a chip shortage, so God forbid anything happens with any of your equipment. We're waiting for amps and distros, and everything was sitting at sea for 2 to 3 months. The whole industry was coming back from a recession, and it's like that's the same thing that happened with the Electric Zoo. It's like a lot of people like to bash, from the front page of a book, but you didn't even get to read the table of contents or what went into that book. Because it might have been a great book, but you just looked at it over a picture. So it's like a lot of their moving parts were sitting overseas because they were custom built stages, and then they had to keep pushing it back. I mean, this also goes into, production management. This all stems up. Like, there is some fault there, but like at the end of the day, it's like everyone's trying to throw these monstrous shows, and it's like these kids don't even know half of what goes into it. Like,
speaking of this, because it's just, I thought that it was kind of done, but just from personal experiences, like my brother, we had tickets for Rusco at Joe's on Weed Street. Day of got canceled
with Funkers.
Yeah, and then also he had tickets for 12th Planet, which did get rescheduled for this coming weekend.
Ushi was supposed to go up there and see John. Danny.
So I don't know. Do you know like what happens? Because in my mind, what happens is like the artist knows that they're going to get a certain amount, because if you're canceling Day Up, chances are the artist is potentially already in town.
Or it could have been travel stuff. I've known shows have gotten canceled because planes weren't working the way they were supposed to. That's like a whole
other factor, is just like the airlines are less reliable.
Well, think about it. Who wants to go to a show when it's summertime and there's all these outdoor events or festivals, and you're saving up for the next big one?
But what do they do? So they're like, all right, we got Rusco or whoever on the lineup. We didn't like Day Of. Like, to cancel Day Of to me is just like, whoa.
Well, behind the scenes, they probably made that decision a week or two beforehand, but they left it open to see if it would change, because no one buys pre-sales anymore. We didn't see half of our pre-sales until the week of.
Most things were door even.
Yeah. We made more doors than we did pre-sales because everyone's scared to put money.
No one wants to commit.
Yeah.
So basically it's like the math doesn't add up at the end of the day for everyone to get paid.
Well, if you're a big time talent buyer, Oris, Collective, Somniac, Live Nation, I mean, even above Oris and Collective, like Live Nation and Insomniac and like, you know, AAG, Disco Donnie, those guys, that's like, they know, they have it down to like to a science. So it's like if they don't see a certain number at a certain time, they'll reschedule it like a month ahead of time, or they'll just cancel it if they don't think they could do something with it. See, the other guys, they'll wait to the last minute because they're there locally, so they know that those sales do come in last minute, and they don't want to potentially cancel a good show.
That's so true. I remember the couple shows I ripped at Concord, like with other like bigger artists, like supporting them.
Yeah.
Most of their ticket sales were like day of. I remember being in the green rooms and everyone was talking. It's like, oh, dude, we just got so many more ticket sales today. It's like, oh, we're sold out now. And it's like, yo, where did that come from?
It's insane. And it's like, man, it's like, at what extent are we going to stop allowing monopolizing companies into our states and allowing them to ravage our city, kind of like the industrial era? So it's like these guys throw if you look on EDM Train and you go to Chicago, Illinois, and you look at it, you'll see a date and you'll see 12 shows every weekend.
Yeah,
12 to 18 shows a weekend. Now, as a small guy or a medium guy, what do? How do you pertain to that? How do you go above and beyond? So that's why we did all those different genres, and we tried to make it different because no one puts rap, dubstep, garage, house music, live instruments all in one weekend. But the reason why I did that with him, in my mind, was the old North Coast when Silver Rapper owned it. They had all of it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And look at Lala. Lala, we're just missing like rock and like bands and like indie and shit.
See, but they had that. How long have they been doing Lollapalooza?
7 years or something.
I remember seeing a video of Bass Nectar at Lollapalooza, like spinning on like some old thousands.
Oh, I remember that video.
Yeah, and it was like crazy. It was crazy. I'm not supporting him in any way possible.
Yeah, I was about to say, do we got to cut this from the video?
I'm not supporting him, but once upon a time, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You went to a Bass Nectar concert. You probably have a piece of his merchandise, and God forbid, hopefully you don't have a tattoo. I know a lot.
I got a poster somewhere.
I know a lot of people do, but I had a lot of great memories, not because of the artist himself, but the community it brought. You know, anyone that got canceled, they were big for a reason. Like, but another thing too is like everyone's quick to, to the jump, to the negative. And I'm just happy that we didn't see a lot of jump to the negative. I didn't see no bad responses online. I didn't hear no bad responses at the show. I didn't hear no bad responses between the establishment we worked with or other people that were doing other things. It was like everyone was like, the festival's done, let's all have fun. I don't think I could have did it any differently, except for organization a little bit more on my part, not his part.
No, dude, we did this like a month. Like I said, like we did this in like an ungodly short amount of time.
Yeah, like if it was one day, it was definitely doable. But 3 days, fuck off. That was a fucking... Yeah. That was like... I didn't even get to go to ARC. I didn't even get to go to ARC. I'm getting videos of all my friends at ARC.
And your system was there.
And I didn't miss that much. No, I'm sorry. Some people probably loved it. I was like, it's all right.
Dude, did you go to the Elro stage?
Yeah, the Elrose stage was sick. I mean, I had a good time, not gonna lie.
It's always an experience.
I learned that I don't like Prids. Not like
as
his
a person.
No. I don't like
Cancel
his
Prids.
Yeah, no. I just realized
clickbait right
not
there.
My favorite genre, but the visuals were sick.
Yeah, Eric Prides.
Yeah,
I have yet to catch a show.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no.
I heard you couldn't see the full 3D effect if you were just slightly to the right. You had to be like direct center, so everyone was like forming in the middle and like squeezing in, and it was just like unenjoyable. I heard, but I heard for the people that got to see it was fucking sick.
For me, when I go to shows, and it's about the music. I don't care how many bells and whistles you got. Like, I need that music that I want to move to.
Yeah, but okay. At the same time, I feel like the visual aspect is super important too, because
I would agree.
Yeah, like almost as important. like that's just how like shows are now. Like
Yeah.
you expect a certain level of production.
I
make a show
agree,
insane.
especially with like EDM stuff when it's a DJ and it's like, okay, what are we really getting out of this? We're getting an experience.
Well, that's not knocking like, you know, just like a dark room with like a couple lights or something.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Just a
experience
vibe, yeah.
too. Like you just have to curate it perfectly around your music.
For me, it was just this thing where I was like, oh, it kind of just reminded me like, oh yeah, I'm here for the music.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I checked it out for like 15 minutes, and then me and my crew were just like, yeah, let's skedaddle.
So this is a tough one, and I've had arguments with managers. I've had argument with production. I've had argument with concert goers, and I said, what would you rather sacrifice, visuals or the sound?
I bet you they said the sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and I'm like, I get it, but you paid top dollar to come listen to this music that you could hear better on your system at your house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, real talk, music's more important than this, like visual aspects. 100%.
It is, but unless you're someone like Eric Prides or Ganja White Knight, where you have put so much money, like they have the animation and everything, and then he's got the the see-through hologram stuff. So it's like you get to that big of a level, you need the full package. But at the end of the day, that visual package is so expensive with the artist that they'll sacrifice the sound.
So here's my hot take, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on it. I enjoy myself the most when I have sunglasses on and I close my eyes and I just let the colors kind of seep through. Like, I don't pay attention. I feel like we lose track of what's important and why we're going out to dance when all we're doing is staring at a DJ and waiting for the perfectly synced up visual cues, right? And it's cool. It adds to the experience. You need your strobes, you need your color, red for this song and blue for this song, but when everybody's just staring and taking videos, I drop that in a heartbeat.
Based off of that, I'll say this. If I'm just at like a club in the city and someone's playing, I don't care. I'm looking the other way. I'm just having a good time. But like, if there's like a really cool artist, like, like let's say Odessa or Porter Robinson, like or Seven Lions, dude, like that production levels, those visuals, like tell the story. Yeah. It tells the story that carries it on. Like, so that's a cool experience that I'm like very engaged. But like I said, if it's a club 100%. Or something, I could care less.
Yeah, that's just whatever to me. Like the clubs, they go bare minimum anyways, unless it's like Radius or something, like
Right.
Well, Radius I'd say is more of a venue than a club.
Dude, honestly, that thing's like our best venue.
Yeah, Salt Shed's dope too.
I've been there, but like you could be in a room with 5,000 people and feel the AC and not overly hot, and like the sound in there is amazing. Shout out Ricky, he did it with Marty, I believe, and I think it's DMB in there. But just to walk into a venue and be happy for once with sound.
Radius or Salt Shed?
Radius. I've never been to Salt Shed.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Salt Shed's cool. It's a little slightly different.
Do they have in-house like everything?
I don't know. I saw Nils Fromm there, which was not like an electronic set, so I don't know. And that was a seated show, so that was very different.
Really?
Yeah. First seated show I saw.
Wait, what kind of music is it?
He's like a classically trained pianist, but he had like all these. He does like a lot of analog stuff, and he had one of those things where it's like, I forget what it's called, but it's basically like a bunch of glass. Like bowls, but it's like on a keyboard and you like put your hands on it and it like sings. It's like a keyboard made of glass. And it was
glass
crazy.
board, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. That shit was wild.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, I would love to go back there. I know, Pretty Lights is doing stuff there.
When is he doing his?
October 20th. Yeah. I just know that because I'm doing his after party.
I saw that.
Yeah. Hell yeah, let's go.
With my boy Jason Leach.
Yeah, buddy.
I'll be there for sure.
I think basically what I'm trying to say too is maybe I'm just not into Pridz's music, and that's fine. That just might not be my genre.
But visually,
cool. It was fucking nuts.
It's like, who are those artists that I forget their name? It starts with an A. Who have just blown up, and their visuals are so sick. But it's just like techno.
It's
Anima?
Like that one where it's where like the chords are like going into the back of its head.
And Anima, I think.
Yeah, their visuals are very like they're really intricate and amazing. But but their music, like you just have to be down for like listening to, you know, an 8-bar loop for
most of Chicago. Dude, honestly, bro, I mean, some of the people that got me started, you know, like Eric Gomez and Carrie Gomez, they do I Heart Techno on Microdot with a C, and then Joe Scalaba and all them, like that's where I usually like heard techno. But I feel like techno's like making this cool comeback, you know, like that Push It song, and I just feel like people are throwing that into their sets now. Like the old is coming back and making its way.
It always does, dude.
Drum and bass is coming back.
Oh, it's been back.
It's been back, but like you see the masses now starting like Insomniac booking them, getting
That's
like
true.
full on artists. You got underground people throwing, like we have Alex Perez that, you know, NSW did
2 nights at Chop Shop.
They got they have Boo. Is that Boo or Bao? How do you say his name? BOU.
Say boo.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I dropped his song with Chase and Status at North Coast at the Fire
Is that
Pit.
the one with Floatin'?
Yeah, Badodon.
Yeah,
yeah,
that one?
dude. I closed
So
out with
good.
that.
Flodan could not be hotter either. It's just like you get
That's
that
true.
Flodan vocal, you're good.
Yeah, he's solid, dude. And it's crazy.
I wonder what he charges a verse now.
It probably skyrocketed over the last year.
You probably
Yo.
have to be connected. Yo,
Hear that?
500.
Yo, listen.
So that yeah, that's another thing, and it's like a lot of people want to give like hate to like Fred again and like Skrillex and that other dude.
I'm not giving hate to any of them, bro.
No, I'm saying
Fortet?
the three that were together.
Yeah.
But dude, they're literally like pioneering music, like and like, did you see the Tiny Desk one that Fred again did, and he had like the xylophone with like the
He's got a crazy setup. I didn't see that one specifically.
Dude, they're the new Swedish House Mafia. What do you mean, bro?
Yeah, they're the 3 best friends that anyone could ever have.
it was definitely cool to like see that in the beginning, like with Floatin', and then like just seeing like where the wave of music is going right now, because in 2019 to like 2021, I could tell you I was very unhappy of what was like popular and what I had to sit there and like do sound for. But like coming back after COVID and seeing like just the shift in music and the quality of it come back, like there was really bad taste and quality of music, I'd say, between 2017 and 2021 in the EDM realm. But I'm just seeing more and more music that I could like listen all the way through to, and it's like I'm seeing the quality come back. I'm seeing like the
innovation, dude.
the ideas, like in like what you could do to a song, and instead of trying to make it sound like this song like that song because it did good, and twist it up a little bit and just keep just like, you know, it's just like it's like splicing jeans. You're just changing it by one little bit, and it's not tasteful. And it really got old. So now seeing like these new ideas and these new subgenres like really pop off, and like see them like come full force, you know, like rhythm in the beginning, like people just didn't know what was going on, and it kind of like, you know, molded into something nice, and then it just like peaked, and then it just had this plateau of like, what the fuck am I listening to? And then that's with any genre, and I just feel like everyone's coming back and like having that spark of like, you know, innovation and just like creative ideas, especially being cooped up in the house for 4 years, you know, or 3. I don't know, I forgot how long COVID was.
One thing that I really like about doing this and what we did at Undercoast was after the dust settled, like, and I had some time to, you know, look back on what we did, I listened to a lot of people's music that we interviewed, and like, dude, I was messaging some people like fangirling, just like, dude, I really like your tracks, like they're really cool. Like,
Yeah, so I'm curious, like, because this is your first time doing this too, you guys, like just jumping in.
Yeah, dude.
Would you do it again?
Oh, dude, I think that this unlocked like a whole just new you know, because everything's in here, but now that we have these other wireless microphones, like, dude, I'm down to go to the fucking local watering hole and just interview people just to like,
Yo, there's
see
your
what's up.
TikTok
Yeah,
clickbait
people
blow
love
right
that,
there.
like,
Just
man on the streets. It's really interesting to hear what the consumers quote unquote would say about like what's going on, because like all of us are inside whatever doing our thing, kind of like insulated in that way, and it's really interesting. I mean, there's a lot of really cool communities like in Chicago. There's a really healthy beat scene where they like, you know, use SP404s, chop up records, and like they do those, like, you know, there's a bunch of different communities, and like I would love to just go to one of those shows, see who we could get on mic and just do like a little interview. Like it kind of opened this door to shorter form interviews, and I'm not trying to get a bunch of like clickbait content, but it's just sometimes if you have just a couple concise good questions, like it can open up, you know, a rabbit hole into a whole conversation.
Some of those clickbait ones are some of the coolest ones though, because it's like, is it really clickbait at the end of the day if it has, you know, quality content? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like the John Summit one you guys did, that's quality content. The guy's like, if you put a bag over his head, smash.
Yeah. That was fun. I was curious to see. It's definitely
out of like 50 people we talked to, also we found one person who we verified happened to smash too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I think that's when you drop the camera and you're like,
Yeah, that was fun. Just like opening the door to doing stuff like that on the go and doing just, I don't know, more like guerrilla style stuff excites me.
Yeah, that's definitely getting in the field and just like having fun. That's like what it's all about.
Plus, it's cool to be able to put some more local people who are on lineups for a reason, like give them a bit more of a platform, because there's so many like fucking people making music these days. But when somebody recognizes somebody good and gives them an opportunity to play to other people, it's going to be done in, you know, if they're local, in kind of a small way, giving them a platform to kind of talk about how they're coming up and allow other people to find them. As, I mean, that's the goal, right?
And it's this thing where like we don't have to schedule out an hour or 2 hours to do like a full podcast and really set up. We can just show up and be like, yo, what do you got to say? Like, you know, and there's like less anxiety about like, oh shit, I'm going to be like on camera and like, you know.
Yeah, they don't know they're about to be on camera. It's just
we're
like
just like out there, like, hello. So, yeah, it's honestly, I feel like for myself, and I think for Mace, we talked about this, like this weekend was just like a really good learning experience. And like, we just like got our XP points up, and, you know, we're really thankful to you guys for letting us just like do our thing there.
Thank you guys for coming. I'm glad that we could like give you the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were doing. We're like, all right, let's figure it out, you know? And those are the situations where you just learn so much.
Yeah, and now you have so, like you said, like the XP to where like you can easily do this again, no problem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was like the prototype. And night one, and then the other nights like, all right, we kind of got it figured out.
I feel like that's like half of our industry, like anything like creative or music or like anything creative is just, you're not going to learn until you just try. And trial and error, and it's like, oh, this works cool, now I know how to do it.
Yeah, dude. And just this thing about like, I remember someone we interviewed was like, oh yeah, this is cool, like I do stuff kind of like this, but like they were kind of, it felt like they were held back. And I was like thinking to myself, like, what's different from me to this person? And literally the only thing is that we're just like, oh fuck it, let's just go do it. Not to like put myself on any pedestal in any way. It's literally just like I saw how I'm not even much farther along than these other people, but it's just going out there and just trying to do something and then maybe figuring something out.
You just got to send it. And that's the hardest part.
It's
the scariest and hardest part for sure.
It is definitely scary now. Cause like I used to talent by, and then I partnered up with Eric Tucker and like we did Rate a Dub. And it was a scary thing, but it just did so well off the rip. And, like, I was just like, oh, I can't be stopped. And then there's that one show, you know, that really just beats you down. And then, you know, coming back to how many shows are, you know, fruitful now versus how many shows were fruitful back then. It's like you really lose that taste to just throw a regular event. So coming back to what you guys were saying with like me and Peter, it's like unless it's going to be like a niche event or something that's going to be memorable, it's probably not even like in our own interest. We could probably do something on our own. You know?
I mean, this works because like the amount of work that went into this, like we definitely needed each other. And I'm glad I had you in my corner, man.
I'm glad I had you, baby.
We popped each other's cherries on that one.
Yeah.
that was like,
We all popped cherries that night. We were just popping them around, just going around.
It was a good virginity stealing right there.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh man, dude. I would have to say for the festivals for you three that got to go to the festivals, what were your favorite sets? And
I know
and
for
why?
sure.
He loved Eric. He used
Yeah, I loved Brids. No, we got to see our homie CLB play on the Void system at the Fire Pit, and we did an interview.
Max Foley?
Yep.
Yeah.
So fire.
So, dude, the 140 is just crazy, and we interviewed Jay Hands before the night
Love
before,
Jay.
and super sweet guy. Like I was just like, and I saw he was like spraying water, and people was like, "Bro, what's up?" Like, and yeah, it was just like the perfect confluence of things. Like they just lit the fire like for his set. It was the music that I wanted to hear. I had never seen a CLB set, even though I had CLB on the podcast like 3 years ago, and it's like. It was just this moment where I was like, damn, dude, to see someone really just fucking killing it. And it's not like I was there just like, oh, yeah, I got to be here because, like, it's like a night at Primary and we're just supporting the homies. Like, dude, I was fucking locked in the whole time. So, and the sound system was great. Like, that was sweet. Mace, I feel like you probably same answer.
Same thing. I mean, it's cool because we've spun with him before, just in somebody's basement. Somebody brought some old CDJs, and you hear a couple tracks. You're like, oh, cool. But to see a proper set on when he's been preparing for, and it's at a good time with a bunch of people there on a great sound system. I mean, there's nothing like it. So that was
that's great.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Well, I don't count.
You didn't go to the fest, like the main fest.
I didn't go to any festival.
Yeah, you were
How
doing
about
your fest.
favorite set from Undercoast.
Oh, mine was Able Grey. I already said that.
Yeah.
That was
Thank you.
sweet.
Much love.
Yeah.
Let's go by day.
Okay,
Oh,
that works.
But what was your favorite set at a festival?
Oh, at the well, I mean, honestly, besides like playing my own sets, I was just running around for Undercoast.
Yeah. So
And, like,
your own set, get it?
Yeah.
So you were working. Yeah.
Yo, you didn't have to call me out like that, bro.
He said no, fire pit shirt off stage.
Dude, the fire
Oh
pit
my
set for
God.
sure.
Woo!
My Rampage set went
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fire. I saw some clips. He was going in.
They also lit the fire for that one too.
Yeah.
Dude, it went up like 100 degrees.
Oh, it was so hot.
Dude, you could be like 50 feet out at like a main main stage festival,
Yeah.
and you feel that shit, and you're like
It
can
was
you imagine
surprising.
artists up there? Like,
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm telling like the CDJs were hot to touch. Like my headphones were hot when I would like put them on for like transitions.
these my tunes are killing it.
I went through like 3 liquid deaths up there and I was still parched.
Yeah.
Should have slid the liquid IV in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
For me, for Undercoast, like I thought Bassface was sick for the first night.
That was my first time seeing him. That was really cool.
That was dope. Especially after interviewing him and just like chopping it up with him. He's just a real sweet guy. Like we were just talking about.
He's super humble, man.
Yeah, and then just to like see him throwing down, I was like, oh, this is sick. And I don't know, it's kind of hard because also like Subject 31 and Cleaver, like they threw it down too. So it's just like there was some good stuff. What do you guys think for the first night?
First night, what do you think?
I'll shout out Lexi Pro.
There you go.
I would have liked
Brownie
to say
points.
we were interviewing, but yeah.
They said brownie points.
Yeah, brownie points.
Yeah, that's another thing we made sure was Munchie like put it into motion with Tanner was to get all the artists some photo and video content from the thing to just like help the artists have like that good experience of just showing up and like getting the most out of a
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like it
So-
just makes the artist's life way easier because it's like, you got to be posting every
Yeah.
whatever. And then it's like, oh, okay, I just have photos. Like, let's go. That's
Okay.
easy.
I'd have to say
I
Subject
gotta pull up the
31 and
lineup.
Cleaver because I haven't seen Scott in 5 years and he played Undercoast 2 as the headliner and he's like one of my best friends and his first time back in the States in 5 years and him and New York like good friends and it was good to see them up there smiling and like they both took a little hiatus both could come together with like some of the stuff they were going through with their life. But when they got up there, it was fluent, and I really enjoyed that. But also, it was my first time meeting Robert Clank. It's my boy. It's my baby right there. And then Masteria got attacked by a dog. His shit was split.
Oh, that's why?
Wow.
I just saw it wrapped up.
I saw a real live picture. You could see like his muscles and bone. Like he got fucked up. I told him, I was like, please don't come. Like, you know, like by any means, like fuck me. Like just go to your hotel. But he showed up, man. And Ayo and them all went back to back, and it was just like good. Just like everyone was like, even like the Friday was like rough. I could smile at that point, and like just like it was slamming, dude. They had great house music, and then they went in the DMB. Then they played like some more like house music. It was just a vibe in there on that Friday with all of them. I had fun like for that set, and then going to Saturday.
I mean, Saturday it was starting to pick up a little bit. Abel gets on with the house music, and you just see the line out the door, man, wrapping around.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, this is what we were going for.
We're cooking
like,
now.
Exactly.
Yeah, cooking with gas.
I'd have to say, yeah, dude, I can't beat a House of Grey set. Like,
Oh man,
I
that was your second one. Your first one was
with
that Smoke and Mirrors.
Jack Knife, yeah.
Agvos,
Did I say
yeah.
Agaves?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
Agaves.
Well, he was throwing bangers because like I basically handed over the decks to him, and I was just chopping it up with him. He's super sweet guy.
Yeah,
dude.
he's so
Yeah.
nice.
super
So I
sweet guy.
threw an
Dude.
event with them. They do Oksana
Okay.
Productions. We did primary with them where we brought in like Caption Cab, stuff
Oh,
like that.
nice.
Saturn.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oscar, dude. So those three really like kind of like, you know, stuck out to me the most. But for number one, it would definitely go to Peter. But everyone, I went to go see
Everyone
everyone
killed
because
it,
I've
yeah.
never seen anyone on this lineup except for him.
Yeah, it was a nice Saturday. It was pretty much our like Chicago based roster.
Sunday, I don't really remember. The only set I really remember was
We're on Saturday.
We're still on Saturday. I was moving to Sunday.
Oh, you're moving on Sunday? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sunday. You hit it off.
Okay. Sunday, I would say I really liked Say What. That was crazy.
So
'cause there was like a
I've
trumpet
played with
going.
Jordan before.
It's a ukulele. That thing he uses.
Specific.
Like
the one he was like breathing through or like blowing through.
yeah, it can make multiple different instruments. Like
Oh, that's sick.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a MIDI woodwind almost.
yeah, I think he called it a ukulele. When I saw him with Kofresi, when I first met Ben, I met Jordan
At Chop Shop.
At Chop
That's
Shop.
when we met for the first time too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say his set there for the parts I caught because I was like running between the stages. It was definitely like I was jamming on it.
Yeah.
He definitely has like thrown a lot more new stuff in there since the other two times I saw him play,
Yeah.
and he was killing it.
Yeah.
Dude, Ansky and Hershey were throwing down.
Oh, yeah,
That was
crazy.
Honestly, like that was my first time catching like Ashton back-to-back Saxogene back-to-back Quailo Key, and that was super cool.
Yeah, they're just so unified, like between the house music and then, you know, a lot of that doesn't have saxophone in that music, and he just freestyles Eugene, and then, you know, Quay has vocals on music that they all made together on Ashton's EP for the people, and they also just work together. They just did the Summer and Smokeout. They did a couple shows. They did one for me at Rogue Den, and then they were just dialed in. They were ready to come and just fucking
Ashton's
fuck
set
shit
was
up.
fire too.
Honestly, everyone on Sunday.
Sunday was lit,
everyone
yeah.
every day. First off,
Honestly, everyone, but like the ones that really just like stuck out, I would have to say Ansky and Hershey. The energy, they just went straight in, no fucking around. First song just fucking went ape shit, and then Quailo Key and Saxogene and Ashton went dummy, and then who was on the inside at the end?
it was Dogma.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
we
Dan
had
Kelly.
we had that spot, and then he pulled me up for back to back at the end.
Yeah, that's when I was
damn.
in the green room, just like trying to recoup my brain.
Dude, I was
Yeah.
I was so hungover Sunday, all Sunday, because Saturday feeding me tequila shots on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
I woke up and everyone's like,
He's a
"Yo,
liar.
we're going to North Coast," and I'm like, "Oh man, I don't really
fun.
want it,
Yeah.
but okay."
He's a liar. He's like, "You're taking a shot with me." I was like, "Fine."
No, I'm pretty sure it's on camera. Tanner definitely has photos of you just running up and being like, oh.
Oh wait, that was Friday.
No, Saturday.
No, Friday is when you told me to take a shot. Remember? It was out of Robert's
Oh,
bottle.
yeah, we just took it. But
Saturday, I dogged him.
Yeah. But you kept dogging me. Yeah, I was so hungover Sunday. So when it rolled around to Dogma playing, he was like, yo, come on stage. I was like, dude, I am destroyed. My headache is still like blaring, but did it for the culture.
Yeah, for the culture. Let's do a little sign off. Just want to thank you guys again for coming on the podcast.
Yo, thanks for having us. Thanks for taking the time. It's been awesome to see since like even I just met you guys. Well, you, because I met you first.
Yeah.
What you guys
Ryan was here when we did ours too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's not Maze, it's Ryan.
There was another.
No, there's another person.
I was like,
It's
what the fuck?
Mace's filler.
I was like, I'm the only one that could have 3 names.
I have some help.
But to see what you guys have done and then has been awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
For real.
We've
Thank
been
you.
trying to grind it out.
You guys really seeing it come full circle now, right?
It does feel that way. Yeah.
But just wait till John Summit comments on our Smasher Pass video.
Yeah,
and
we'll
then
see
we're
about that,
that's
yeah.
it.
But yeah, dude, I'm really excited for next year.
Yeah.
I don't really get
Undercoast
excited.
5.
Undercoast 5, dude, because you know what? That's a half a dynasty.
It also just looks cleaner. It's just a V, you know. Just that
Undercoast
much
V.
better.
We're
Yeah.
taking V cards.
Yeah, buddy.
We're taking V cards.
Go check out Ronin. Go check out Ex Medius and Able Grey.
Go check out Poducer.
yeah. Go check it out. Go check out another episode. Thank you guys. I hope you've stuck around.
Oh wait, how long do you keep this in?
I still got that shit.
Buzzing, baby.
Is this like a all dayer thing or like?
Nah, I probably.
It's probably hit its peak or it's done.
I've
Yeah,
been
it's
peeking this
definitely
whole time, dude. Well, I'm going back to the question you said. You said that you would just close your eyes and let the visuals hit, and so I was like, I wanted to say something. Someone slipped you some fire.
Trying to astral project over here off of Zen.
that PCP. All right. Well, thanks again, guys.
No
Yo,
problem.
thank you guys.
Peace.